Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are in the world. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Welcome to the delight of smartphone photography. And this is really the last talk in our section dealing with smartphone photography. So if by any chance you haven't watched the previous videos, just click on subscribe, bottom right hand corner of your screen, and then you can have a look at all of them, as well as all the other videos that we've posted. So we're still talking smartphone photography, and we're dealing with the sort of final wind-up talk about little hints that you may find useful in making sure that your smartphone photography is what you would like it to be. So let's talk about using your smartphone camera. And the key point is, don't overprocess, because one of the big advantages of digital photography and smartphone photography is that you can do post-processing and you can make your images look really good. But the key is, sometimes when you're doing some post-processing, it's like eating peanuts and the sliders just move so easily, and you just manage to make things too bright. For example, this is a very interesting picture. Poppies, Icelandic poppies actually. And if you get taken away, you can suddenly do that and suddenly it doesn't look so good anymore. And this is quite a dramatic picture of clouds, but you can make it look better. But then you get the temptation to make it look even better. And then you start to get into over-processing. Personal choice, but be careful, because when you talk about enhancing, the key word should be subtle. And where they're different to other cameras is the amount of in-camera post-processing you can do. And many cameras, phone cameras, come with a built-in package that you can use, which is their own package. But there are also an amazing number of different apps like Snapseed, Google Photos, Lightroom, CC Mobile, which are free. There's a slight caveat there, because all these programs change as sometimes they charge you something, sometimes they don't. But right now, Snapseed is free, Google is free, Lightroom CC on smartphone, the basic is free. If you want to get more involved, then you have to start paying money. But just the basic Lightroom is really excellent. And the big question you need to ask yourself is, how involved do you want to get in camera or in phone processing? Because you can either use your phone or you can use your computer. My personal preference is I like to use my computer, because I think maybe I'm getting old and I like big screens so I can see what I'm doing. But whichever way you choose, they can be fantastic. But remember, you should enhance, because your digital images are never perfect. The cameras are pretty good, camera phones are pretty good, but it's never perfect. You could always do better. In fact, next week I'll be doing a little chat on my thoughts on enhancement. But you can see the basic picture looks really good. With a little bit of enhancement, it looks just dramatically better. So think about that, how you're going to handle the enhancement in camera or on your computer. And also, if your phone can shoot in RAW, it opens up a whole new chapter in post-processing. Because as we've discussed before, RAW files are big. They contain lots and lots of data. And my view on enhancement, as I've mentioned before, is that you're not adding anything to your images. All you're doing is using software to dig out the detail that is already in your image. So it's not like cheating, as many people seem to think it might be. In RAW, where you've got DNG files instead of JPEG files, they're much bigger and give you much more facility if you need to change anything. Some of them, if you want to use Snapseed or Lightroom, some iPhones, the older ones, may need an app like Pro Camera or something like that to be able to download and use them. Modern ones don't have that problem. So if you look at Lightroom, there are just so many videos on Google explaining how to do it, what you can do, and how you can do it. And that's fantastic, because it comes with a built-in camera, and which allows you to have as you take images, you can do some good things to them. And you can do things like exposure compensation, just moving your finger across the screen. Creatively, it's really, really excellent. And you can switch file formats. You can go from JPEG to DNG, which then gives you access to the professional section, which includes white balance changing, ISO changing, all sorts of different things that you can then do to add your own creativity to the images that you're taking. And also there's a whole range of presets that you can pick up, and you can just flick your way through and decide which particular preset really suits the image that you're taking. And you can have fun because you can see each preset immediately what it's going to do for your image. Let's talk about Snapseed for a while. Snapseed is my own personal preference. I think it is the most fantastic software program which you can run on your phone for your images. Fantastic. Because with Snapseed, for example, you've got this picture here. You can then go and click on Edit, and you can pick up Snapseed as well as iPhotos. But Snapseed is where you want to go. And down the right, you've got all these different presets. And for example, you pick one like morning, and immediately it changes and gives you that. It's fascinating to sit with your phone and go through any particularly good image and have a look at all the different treatments that you can apply automatically. And you can do black and white, and you can have fun with black and white. Personally, once again, I think black and white is fantastic. I enjoy black and white photography. It's a whole new ballgame compared to color, but digital makes it so much easier. Snapseed, this is tune image, this is what you get. All these different things. If you have a look, it's fantastic. You can change perspective, rotate, tune the image, details, all sorts of things. It's amazing. I would suggest if you download Snapseed, you spend some time on this particular page and you play with each one just to get an idea of what it does. It'll give you a wonderful feeling of what you can do with your photographs. And obviously on Google there's just so much information because Snapseed is produced by Google, which is how come it can be free. And it's an excellent program. And there are so many things on the internet to tell you how to get the most out of it. There you go. Look at all the different things that you can play around with easily and quickly. And it makes it really easy to do post-processing, because if you use a tap on the screen, you get this brightness, contrast, saturation, ambiance, highlight, and just move your finger up and down and just tap on what you would like to do, and you then have the opportunity to play with that particular unit. It's phenomenal. Let's take contrast. Tap on contrast, and you can see you go from plus 88 to minus 69, just to give you an idea of the range of things that you can actually accomplish with Snapseed. Saturation, all this. And we always get converging verticals, particularly if you're using wide angle, and converging verticals don't look good. So how do you fix them? You use Snapseed, and if you look on the third column from the left, it says perspective. You click on perspective, and then you can just move it up and down, move your finger up and down as you change the perspective, and you can get rid of all the converging verticals. It's phenomenal. Very quick, very easy to use, and very effective. Just looking at what you can do. Enjoy using Snapseed with your mobile phone. You'll have a wonderful time. And something we should ask ourselves about our photography in general is, creativity really is, what do I see? Because that's being creative. You're looking for whatever you want to try and capture with your smartphone. Composition is really, how do I see it? Like, what can I do to make that picture more appealing? And that's using composition. And enhancement is, you must decide exactly what level you would like to use. That's personal, and you can have fun. But think about those three things. This is important. Do not show your mistakes. Professional photographers make mistakes. Do they show them in pictures? No way. Make sure that you don't show your mistakes. Quickly go through your images and delete all the ones that have got mistakes. Otherwise, people think you're not so good. Show only good images to other people. My thought. It really is the most exciting development in photography, and it will do wonders for your creativity because you can experiment with it, provided you're not just taking pictures mindlessly. It's all about having fun with our photography and making use of the extra dimension from our cell phone cameras. Your cell phone camera is a door to creativity. It's wonderful. Fascinating. So think about when you pick up your phone, you're going to give full rein to your creative talent, juices, call it what you will. But the key point is you must have fun and experiment with all the different things that your camera can do. Because if you don't do that, you're not really going to appreciate what a fantastic tool you have in your hands. So thank you very much for joining me on this 6 little talks on smartphone photography. Again, to remind you, click on subscribe at the bottom right and it will take you through all the details. Once again, thank you very much for joining me and take care. Enjoy your photography. And coming up next week, travel photography. We're going to stop chatting about travel photography. Take care. Goodbye.